If you're looking to buy a ukulele for yourself or for someone as a gift and you're not sure about the size, I'd like to help you out. So the biggest is the baritone, and then you have from there the tenor, the concert, and the soprano. I would suggest avoiding the baritone as a beginner because it's tuned differently and they're generally more expensive. I would suggest instead to go with one of the smaller three, the smallest of which is the soprano. I got this one for $20 off of Amazon a couple years ago. You can find them that cheap still. They're a great investment if you're just looking to buy in as cheaply as possible and practice and get into the instrument itself. They're great as a first instrument. They're great for children, and I would suggest them for people with small hands as well. There's not very much pressure required to get clean notes out of the soprano compared to the other three because there's less tension on the strings since the fretboard is smaller, only 12 frets. So a great buy for something cheap if you're just looking to get in or throw someone a ukulele as a gift. Merry Christmas, $20. Cheap, easy buy. The next size up in my first ukulele is the alto or the concert. This one has no strings because I left it in my car for the better part of a summer and the glue must have loosened up on the bridge and just kind of popped off one day. And I have not fixed it yet, but it's still good enough for demonstrating the differences in the sizes. So here's the difference. You got 12 frets here, 18 frets here, so pretty big difference there. Although I never really went up past the 5th or 6th fret on this thing anyway. I usually just played the open chords. Better for people with slightly bigger hands, average size hands, I guess. I don't have huge hands myself. I was a little uncomfortable coming to this from the guitar at first, but that's because the guitar has bigger frets and I just had to get used to it. So they're more expensive and they have a bigger, fuller sound compared to the soprano. I guess that's to be expected. Bigger, more material, more expensive, more sound. Here is the tenor, my favorite. Here's a size comparison. I like the tenor the best simply because it is more like a guitar in that the frets are bigger and it just feels more comfortable for me. These are better for people with bigger hands. Obviously, if you got big fat finger, I consider myself to have kind of a fatter tip finger, I don't know. So it makes playing the soprano kind of awkward. Not so much the case with the tenor. I have a much better time playing with the tenor. And I think it's better for people who are coming from guitar. So that's the three that I think you should consider buying. All in all, either one is going to be fine. I don't think there's too big of a difference. It's just the size. It's just really the size. They're all the same, just the sizes are different. If you're not sure about the instrument and you're just taking a chance, definitely go with a cheap soprano. But if you're considering it seriously and you really want to pursue it, I would suggest wholeheartedly that you at least get an alto or concert and possibly a tenor. And you'd be looking to spend somewhere between 60 and 80 or 90 bucks for, a decent low-end one. A little more for something called Nile gut strings, which will allow me to explain that. So there's nylon strings, there are gut strings, and there's something called Nile gut. The strings on this one are clear, and they are completely made of nylon. And these are Nile gut. I don't have any gut strings, but I have Nile gut. So Nile gut kind of takes the best of both worlds as far as gut and nylon go. It takes the strengths of both, and it's a better buy in my opinion. I've played nylon strings on every size in music shops, and I've played Nile gut on every size, and I prefer them strongly over nylon strings. They're a little more expensive. You'd be looking to pay more like 100, 110, 120 bucks for a tenor with Nile gut strings, but in my opinion, worth it. And one more thing is that sometimes you'll find ukuleles with a low G string. They're tuned G, C, E, A. Well, just to hear what the sound is compared to that's Nile gut. Nylon, so Nile gut have they sound more vibrant also. But anyway, you'll find sometimes that ukuleles have a low G string, so the G string is tuned an octave lower. Still the same note, just a lower sound, lower tone. That's cool. I don't have one with a low G. I'm going to get one day. I think they're a great option as far as ukulele goes. It'll make your chords sound fuller. I like to have more body. So that's it. That's what I think is the best stuff to consider when you're buying one. Just a quick recap. Cheap, easy gift, easy for just trying it out, rolling the dice. You're not sure. A more serious investment would be one of these with Nile gut strings. So, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer them. Subscribe if you want to keep up with my videos, and I'll see you next time.